Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our day 7 of our program. So in the last class, we have started a new topic. It is data visualization, right? Yes. So what exactly is visualization means? Representing the data in the form of some pictures, graphs is nothing but visualization. Am I right? Yes. So we have understood matrix chart as well as table chart in the last class. So what is the purpose of table chart and matrix chart? They help us to have the data in a detailed manner, okay, in the form of rows and columns. So in that specific case, we go and use table chart or matrix chart, right? So in today's class, we are going to understand few more visualizations. The important visualizations is what we are going to understand. So before that, I'll quickly rename the name of my report. So what is a report, guys? What do you mean by report? A report means a page in which you can have single visualization or multiple visualization. And within this report, the charts will interact among each other. Okay. So let me, yes, rename my report name. I have renamed as table and matrix because these are the two visualizations that I have within this, you know, report. So I'll proceed to the next visualizations that we have. Okay, so I'll just keep on going to the next visualizations. Further, I'll take a new page. What does page means? Page is nothing but a report. Fine? Yes. And we have also discussed the formatting options. For each and every visualization that is present in Power BI, there are formatting options which help us to, make our visualization beautiful. By using formatting options only, I have, made these visualizations very beautiful. Even your job is also seen when you are doing these visualizations, when you are building the reports or dashboards. What is the purpose of building these dashboards? They help us to give the important insights. The key insights can be grabbed. Accordingly, the management or your client, your stakeholders, whomever it might be, they'll be taking the decisions. So our aim is to make these visualizations beautiful. Yes, I can just zoom in a bit. Yep. Right. So next to table chart and matrix chart. So in the first row, we have the charts related to bar chart and column chart. You see all the visualizations in the first row. Another visualizations pane. We have in total 6 charts, 6 visuals. What are they? Stacked bar chart, stacked column chart, clustered bar chart, clustered column chart, 100% stacked bar chart, and 100% stacked column chart. So what do you observe? I see that, you know, these visualizations are related to bar charts and column chart. And I can also understand the only difference between bar chart and column chart is alignment. Is that alignment, guys? You see the difference? See, in stacked bar chart, I see the bars are the bins. They are aligned horizontally. What about column chart? The bars are aligned vertically. Right? So that is the main difference between bar chart and column chart. So we'll be understanding why we use stacked bar, then clustered bar, okay, as well as 100% stacked bar and 100% stacked column chart. We'll be understanding the purpose of it initially. Then we'll be using one by one. We'll be using one by one. Clear, guys? Yes. So let me open the new page, nothing but the new report. Now, what I'll do is, first of all, let us start using stacked bar chart. How to load a visual to a page? When you click on that visual, immediately the visual get added to the page. The visual get added to the page. Now, let us understand why do we use stacked bar chart. What is the purpose of using stacked bar chart? Bar chart helps us for comparison, guys. For comparison, for performing the comparison, we generally go and use bar chart. I hope you might have used in schooling days. Right, as part of our schooling days, we might have learned what is bar chart. Yes? So in order to compare, say, your performance across different subjects, or with respect to the data that I have, can I compare the products, the performance of the products? Yes. For that purpose, I can go and use bar chart and column chart. The only difference between bar chart and column chart is alignment. Here you will observe the bars aligned in horizontal direction, and in column chart, the bars will be aligned in vertical direction. Anyways, let me use stacked bar chart. I have loaded stacked bar chart to the page. That's done. Now, if you observe, you see how many options did we get for bar chart? I see multiple options. Earlier, when I used table chart and matrix chart, I did not observe these many options. But for bar chart, I observe multiple options coming in, like y-axis, x-axis, legend, okay, small multiples, and tooltips. So in this way, I got multiple options. There are multiple options available for bar chart. Let us understand one by one. What does x-axis mean? X-axis is representing the column that you're going to take on the x-axis. Y-axis represent the column that you're going to take on the y-axis. So let me take a column on y-axis first of all. So for that, let me use product name. We have product name, the names of the products. Yes. So I'll be using the product name for y-axis. Done. So that means all the product names will be displayed on the y-axis. What shall we take on x-axis? Let us compare these products with respect to their amount, the total amount that got generated. So let me take total amount on x-axis. Immediately you'll observe the visualization. You'll observe the visualization. See? Let me make it big. So all the products on the y-axis, and what do you see on x-axis? The total amount that we got from each and every product. So I can clearly understand LED desk lamp has returned us more profit or more amount compared to the rest of the products. Then out of all these products, which product gave us less sales or less amount is electric kettle. Right? Yes. Fine. Now, let us make these bars stacked. How can we make these bars stacked is, we have a legend option. Yes, we have legend. What does legend indicate? It actually indicates the bars to be stacked. Okay. For stacking, let me take a column from stores. There is location. Yes, you can also compare the products based on their location. See, under different locations, I can compare my products. I can compare all my products with respect to what? With respect to the total amount that we have received by the sales of these products. So if you observe properly, out of all these products in Chicago location, which product is giving us more amount? It's LED desk lamp. Because, if you compare the size of the bar, see why it is called stacked bar. Within the bar itself, it is helping us to keep the stacked. The bars are getting stacked one over the other. Okay. So this first bar represents, the entire bar represents the sales, the total amount of LED desk lamp. And within this first bar, you see sub bars. So each and every bar is getting stacked one over the other. And these sub bars are representing the total amount that we got from LED desk lamp in different locations. And it is clearly displaying the color. The legend is being displayed. The blue color represents Chicago. Dark blue represents Houston. Orange represents New York. San Francisco represents violet. Okay. So in this way, I'm able to compare, first of all, I'm able to compare the performance of products. Right. So it is this can be done using stacked bar chart or stacked column chart. Don't assume, yes, obviously there are two different charts, but the only difference that you'll observe between these two charts is alignment, guys. Apart from alignment, there is no other difference. You'll observe the bars aligned horizontally in bar chart, and the same bars will be aligned vertically in column chart. Clear? Yes. Now, what I'll do is, let me also discuss about small multiples and tooltips. So, what is the purpose of small multiples? Is nothing but when you bring any field to the small multiples, your visualization, okay, the bar chart will be broken down into small multiples depending on, see, for example, let me remove the location from here. Let me remove the location from legend and I'll add location in small multiples. What is the difference between the previous chart and this chart? What makes the difference? Earlier, when I have used location under the legend option, I am able to see only one bar chart. One stacked bar chart is what I see. But now, I am able to observe 4 different charts. Within this one visualization, I am able to observe 4 different stacked bar charts, and each bar chart has the location. Why it is becoming to 4? It is because of small multiples option. What does small multiples does is, depending on the field or the column that you add under the small multiples, it will break your visualization or the chart into multiples of charts. Here also you are comparing the products with the total amount. Okay, there is no change with respect to the comparison, but the visualization will change. Earlier, you are able to see the stacked bar chart, but now you see any stacked bars? No. I don't see any bars getting stacked, but what I see is the visualization was being, made into some multiples of visualizations. So when you want to visualize into multiples, you can add any column under small multiples option. Okay, so this is not that much good. It's not looking that much good. So let me add location back to legend. I'll add location back to legend. Done. So you also understood both legend and small multiples, right? We have one more option under the list of options that we have for bar chart. Okay, it is tooltips. What does tooltips does? What is the purpose of tooltips? Is let us understand. The purpose of tooltips is, see, if you hover your mouse on any of this bar, is it giving you the information? Yes, it is. See, when I hover my mouse on the first bar, it is giving me the product name, the location, and the total amount that we got from this particular product in that location. So I am able to see the information for each and every bar, each and every sub bar, right? But what if I would like to get any sub information? See, apart from total amount, I also have columns like quantity. Okay, I would also like to get the information about quantity. Can I add quantity to x-axis? No. Why I cannot add? The reason behind why I cannot add x-axis, quantity to x-axis option is, it is completely done. There is no space left out. See, if you observe properly, let me make it small. See, if you see y-axis option, do you see the space? Which represents you can add multiple columns under this y-axis option. But do you observe the same for x-axis? No. So that means maximum columns that we can add under x-axis is only one. But I also want the information about quantity. What am I supposed to do? If that is the case, I am supposed to add a new. I also want to get the information of quantity. So what I'll do is, I'll bring this quantity to tooltips. I'll bring the column to tooltips. What does tooltips does? Tooltips, whatever the fields that you add to tooltips option, it gives the information about the specific column as well. Okay, it tries to give the information about the specified columns as well. See, if I hover my mouse on the same bar, is it giving me the information about the quantity also? Yes, it is also displaying the information about quantity. But earlier, no. So that is the purpose of tooltips. Okay, it provides the additional information depending on the columns or the fields that you add under tooltips option. Okay, so you hover your mouse on any of the bar, it will give you the information, guys. See, the product name, the location, the total amount that we have got from this product at that particular location, and the sales, the number of quantity. Okay, so in this way, we are able to compare the products with respect to the total amount at different locations. Right? Yes. Done. I hope you understood the options that are available for each and every, under the bar chart, stacked bar chart, all the 5 different options. Y-axis represents the column that we need to be taken on y-axis. X-axis represents the column that we have to take on x-axis. Legend is actually, giving a stackness to your bar chart. Okay. So it is actually making the bars to be stacked one over the other. Okay, depending on the column that you bring to legend, accordingly, you can compare the products. I'm specifically talking about this particular use case, guys. Then next to it, we have small multiples where you'll observe the same chart getting split into multiple visualizations. multiples and tooltips will provide you of the field that you try to bring here. Now let me give a try. Like, we have space under the y-axis. Yes. So can I add any other new column to y-axis? Yeah. You can bring n number of columns till you don't see any space like this. Okay. So I'll do one thing. I'll try to bring one more column to y-axis. We know that there is a hierarchy for product name. Within the products table, all the products are actually categorized into some categories. They are categorized into some categories. So the hierarchy is like this, guys. Category followed by products, product names. So why don't we add categories to y-axis? And you see the green color line? So this green color line helps us to add our field at that position. Whether you would like to add it at the top or bottom. I would like to add it at the top. See. Because from categories, you have the products. That is the hierarchy, the order. So you are comparing the categories with respect to the total amount. With respect to the total amount, you are comparing the categories. That is what you are doing. And by default, wherever there is a hierarchy, you'll observe these options, the drill down options and the drill up option. We have discussed yesterday for matrix visualization. I hope you remember. Right? So the first one is for drilling up. Anyhow, we are at the topmost level. You'll see it as disabled. And the next one is for turning on the drill down option, the drill down mode. And next to it, you'll have, not to go to the next level in the hierarchy. Okay, you can go to the next level, like product name can be displayed directly. When I click on this double arrow mark, the arrow is pointing downwards. See, which does not tell us the information about the parent level. So if you want the parent level to be, if you want the parent level to be also displayed along with the child level, you have to go and select the last arrow mark. We discussed, right? So this is actually giving the information of all the categories and the products. Making sense? Now let me talk about the middle option that we have, the single arrow mark pointing downwards. So this actually helps us to drill down for only one specific bar. You can do it for one bar alone. See, if you don't want to drill all these bars, if I'm interested only in, say, electronics. Okay, if I'm interested only in electronics, I'll go and select, first of all, I'll turn on the drill down option. Once after selecting the drill down option, see, the drill mode is on. Click a data point to drill. You can select any one of this data point. Okay, that means you can select any one of this bar where that specific bar alone will be drilled. Okay, so if I select electronics, see, only electronics. Under the electronics, we see different products. So that is the purpose of the arrow mark pointing downwards, which helps us to drill down only one specific data point. Even that is also possible, guys. Okay, so anyhow, I'll go back. I'll not stay here. Yes. And I'll turn off this drill down mode. Done. So rest of the options are same, guys. Now let us talk about the formatting options that we have for, the stacked bar. What are the different options that are available for stacked bar? Because whatever the options that you see here, the ellipse, okay, export data, where the data gets exported to a CSV file. Then show as a table, the same, see, let me click on show as a table because a stacked bar is being converted to a table. See, the data will be stored, displayed as a table. Right. Once if you are done, you can go back to the report level, and next to show as a table, we have remove option. You can remove that specific visualization. Spotlight, where that specific visualization gets a kind of shadow, a light, a spotlight. Then you can sort with respect to axis. See, based on which column, whether would you like to sort based on category or sum of total amount or sum of quantity. Okay, in which order, ascending or descending? Yeah, Vish, that is also possible. Then, would you like to sort based on legend? What is legend? For legend, I have added the location column. If so, you are supposed to select, and in which order would you like to sort? Either ascending or descending. That can be done. So these are the different options that are available. The same time again, you'll observe the same options. Okay. Then the next one that you see here is the focus mode. The focus mode. Okay. So this focus mode helps us to focus only on that particular visualization. See, let me click on it. When I click on this focus mode, so it just focus on the particular visualization. Once if you are done with your analysis and so on, you can go back to the report level. Done. Right? Now let us go and understand all the formatting options that we have for, the stacked bar chart. Where do we have the formatting options? Next to build visual option, you'll see format your visual. You'll see format your visual option. So let me click on it. What are the different formatting options that you see here? I see y-axis, x-axis, legend, grid lines, so on. There are multiple formatting options. So let us start exploring one by one, guys. We'll be starting exploring one by one. All right. So the first formatting option that is present here is y-axis. It is y-axis. So what are the different options that are available under y-axis option? Under y-axis, it helps us to change the style of the font for y-axis. Are you satisfied with the same font, or it is also possible for us to change the font of the values, and you can increase the size of the font. See? Then you can also make it bold. The y-axis values will be made bold, and the color can be changed. By default, it is using some kind of gray color. If you're not satisfied, you can go and use any other color. See? Okay. So these are the different options that are available for the y-axis option. Okay. For the y-axis values, that means these. Would you also change the title, the y-axis title? That means category. Okay. So would you like to change the title of y-axis? If so, first of all, would you like to have the title or not? If yes, keep it on. If not, make it off. If you make it off, there is no use of visualizing this chart, the visualization, right? So make it on. And would you like to change the text? The title can also be changed accordingly. Okay. Then the formatting options that are available for y-axis title are the font style, size. You can make it bold. Okay. And you can also change the color. Let me give a new color. Yes. So in this way, it helps us to, it has provided us multiple options for formatting both the values and the title of y-axis. You'll observe the same options for x-axis also. That means for these sum of total amount values. First of all, what would you like to prefer the range? See, if you observe here, we have got the range for the total amount as 0 till 10K, 10,000. Okay, from 0 till 10,000 is what we have got the range. But would you like to change it? If you want to come up with your own range, you can change the values, guys. Okay, I'm not going to change the values. I'll use them as it is. Then you have the formatting options for the values alone. First of all, like how we have formatted the y-axis values, in the same way you can format the values of x-axis. Okay, but I'll make them bold so that yes, and if better you can also increase it in size. Done. And how would you like to display them? Okay, by default it is going to take auto. If you have any big numbers or if you want to change the display units, then accordingly you can change the units, guys. Okay, you can change the color of these values in x-axis, and next to it we have the formatting options for the title of x-axis. The title alone in the x-axis can be changed. By default it is coming with the auto. Okay, the title text is given by auto, and you can I'll make it bold, and better I'll increase it in size. Done. If you are interested, yes, you can go and change the color also. Okay, if you want to highlight both x-axis and y-axis columns, what columns are you specifying on x and y? If that is what you want to showcase more, you can highlight these names by the text by changing the color. Okay, so I'll make it bold, right? Yes. So these are the formatting options that we have for x-axis. Next to x-axis we have legend. Next to x-axis we have legend. So by default you see the legend coming in whatever the column that you add to the legend option. By default you see the legend. That is because of this particular option. If you make it off, you'll not observe the legend. But if there is no legend, this chart will doesn't make any sense, right? So we have to make it on. Once if you make it on, where would you like to position the legend? Towards top left or top right, top left stack? Your wish. Okay, if I say center left, towards the center left side, it gets stacked. See, in this way. Or you can also change it to top right. Top right will actually make sense. I'll keep it in the top right position, guys. Clear? Yes. Next to it, we have the formatting options for the legend. So for these values, we have the formatting options. We can change the style. We can increase in size. Okay, we can make them bold. Then we also have italic and underline options. If not, you can change the color of the text of legend. Then you can also change the option that we have for title. See. So by default, it is giving the text, the column name. Yes. So these are the different options that are present, that are available for legend. Okay. Next to legend, you see small multiples, but this small multiples is disabled. It is disabled, guys. Why? Because I did not use any column. I did not add any column to small multiples. So because of this, I'm unable to see the small multiples formatting option is disabled. Anyways, let me go to the next option. It is grid lines. It is grid lines. So what does grid lines do? What is the purpose of grid lines? Yesterday we have discussed. I hope you remember. You can have the grid lines added. You are unable to see the grid lines, but we have grid lines here. Okay. So first of all, the vertical grid lines. Horizontal grid lines doesn't make sense here. So the vertical grid lines, whether would you like to have them or not? Yes, I would like to have. So which color would you like to specify for grid lines? A color, a black color? Yes. And would you like to increase the transparency? Accordingly, you adjust. Okay. Then what would be the style for this grid line? A dotted line, solid line, dashed line, or customized? So if I say solid, you'll see a straight line. So you decide which one is making your visualization good. Accordingly, you choose the right style. And you can also increase the width of this grid line. See, if I just kept it as 2, I'm able to see the grid line properly. So these are the different options that are available for grid lines. And next to grid lines, you'll see zoom slider. You'll see zoom slider. What is this zoom slider? Zoom slider is nothing but, when I make it on, you'll see a slider which helps us to control these bars. Which helps us to control these bars. See, especially when you have some targets. Okay, when you have some targets, and if you feel that these targets are met by the products or not, you can adjust it accordingly. See, it helps us to adjust. See, if I kept the zoom slider till 8K, you can check which category products are achieving these target. It is furniture category, whereas rest of these other category products are not achieving the target. So accordingly, you can adjust. I hope you're getting the point, right? So this zoom slider helps us to adjust the slide. Okay. Even for the zoom slider also, we have the formatting options. Like for the x-axis, we are going to have the zoom slider. Yes. That's it. Then next to which we have the formatting options for bars. For these bars, we have the formatting options. So where would you like to apply these formatting options? To all or to one particular location? Yeah, Vish. Let me say, if I say all, okay. So which color, or see, if I select any one specific location, by default, Chicago takes blue, sky blue. Yes. Say if you're not satisfied with the color that was given default, you can go and change. See, you can adjust the transparency. So in this way, you can apply for each and every location. See, for New York, this is good enough. Even for San Francisco and Chicago, Houston, it is also good enough, right? Then, would you like to have the borders for the bars? For these bars, would you like to have the borders? If so, make this borders button on. Now you will see borders. If you are unable to see the borders, that is because of the color. Okay, you change the color, guys. Let me keep black. Able to see borders. Increase the width. See, why it is being applied only for one specific column? That is because of we have selected only for New York. If you would like to apply for all the borders, click on all and make the borders on for all, and the color for borders I'll keep it as black. Okay, and I'll keep the width as 2. Done. So this will return me the borders for each and every bar. Each and every bar. And you can also hide the inner borders. If you don't want to have, you can hide the inner borders where it will display only the outer border. So the only way of exploring is when you do hands-on, there are n number of formatting options present for each and every visualization. Okay, right. I'll go to the next formatting option. It is next to bars, you see ribbons. Yes, I see ribbons. So what does this ribbons formatting option does? Ribbons formatting option helps us to convert our stacked bar chart into ribbon chart. What is ribbon chart? Let me go to build visual. So we are using stacked bar chart. Yes. So this stacked bar chart will be converted to ribbon chart. How? It is because of the option that is available under formatting. So this ribbon chart is similar to bar chart only, stacked bar chart only. Okay. But instead of bars, you'll see ribbons. I'll do it. See. Under format your visual options, you see ribbons. So if I make it on, what happened? Immediately the bars that we have, they got converted to ribbons. They got converted to ribbons. That's it. So this is nothing but ribbon chart. This is called ribbon chart, guys. And we have the formatting options for the ribbon chart also. The same, you can change the color of any series. Okay. And you can adjust the transparency. You can also make the borders on or off. Okay. The same options for ribbons. Anyways, I'll make it off. I would like to have only a bar chart, not a ribbon chart. Next to ribbons, you see data labels. So these are the two important data labels and total labels are two important formatting options that we have under stacked bar chart, because rest of these x-axis, y-axis, the legend, these formatting options will be same, right? Why am I saying these data labels and total labels are important is these data labels and total labels will give us the information for each and every label. So let me make this data label on. What happened? When I make this data labels on, immediately I'm able to see the contribution. I'm able to see the sales, the total amount that got generated from each and every product. So that label is being added to the bar. Okay, where would you like to position them? Inside end or inside center or inside base? Yavish, where would you like to position? By default, inside auto is good enough. Nothing but inside center. So if the text is overflowing, you can make it on. Okay, you can have a title for it. See, what does it represents? The location followed by the label. The location followed by the label. Okay, your wish. Next to title, we have the formatting option for the labels, the values. For these values, we have the formatting options. You can increase them in size. See. Good enough? Yes. You can change the color of these values. Probably white is good enough. I'm not interested in changing the color. Okay. And next to it, we have the display units. How would you like to display them? Okay, would you like to display them as none so that it gives the value as it is? The original value will be displayed, guys. Okay, then if not, if you can also change the display units by selecting the right unit. You can go and click on that unit. Accordingly, it displays the values. Then next to it, we have detail. What does this detail means? When you make this on, it helps us to provide the values, the detailed values. Okay, anyhow, I'll make it off. Not required. And would you like to add any background for these values? For these values alone, in order to get some kind of attraction, would you like to add any background? See, you see the background color in each and every bar. So there are n number of options. Okay, so all of these options are part of data labels. Data labels. Now I'll do the same for total labels. Data labels means the values that are being specified for each and every bar. Total labels means this is going to provide the label for each and every bar. Here you'll see the total label, total label. In this way, it is going to give us the total labels. See? It is going to give us the total labels. We have the formatting options. Okay, the formatting options are like this, guys. How are the formatting options? We can change the font style, the size. Let me increase the size a bit more. Good enough. You can make them bold if necessary. So this value represents the total amount that we got from each and every category. The value that we got from each and every category. Okay, so when you go through all these visualizations, you'll understand some key insights. You'll get some key insights. Like, why are we getting huge amount from furniture and why not from grocery? Okay, what is making the total amount being very less in case of grocery category? Okay, within the furniture alone, why in the sales, the total amount that we are generating within furniture category, we are getting more from what is this product? So we don't have the product name. I have to go to the next level. Okay, we are getting more we are getting more amount from New York. Why not from Houston? So your questions will be raised. When you get these questions, you'll try to bring some solutions. You'll try to add some solutions. So that is the purpose of business intelligence tool like Power BI. See how beautiful it is. Because the same data I have in table format. But can I get these important insights? No. Impossible. Why? How can I go and understand each and every record? And how can I get the columns, the fields from different tables attached? How can I establish the relationships? So it's impossible to get insights if you have the data in this format. Whereas if you try to represent the data in visualizations, you'll get more you'll get more insights. Accordingly, you can take decisions. You'll take some actions. Right. So these are the different formatting options that we have for stacked bar chart. Okay. Now what I'll go and do is I'll also add a title for this chart. So by default, it is giving me some text, some title. I'm not interested in this. I'll change it. I'll keep it as tagged. It's bar chart. See? Let me increase in size. Done. I'll make it center aligned. I'll make it bold. So black is good, making sense. I'll not disturb it. So we are done with stacked bar, guys. We are done with stacked bar. How can I convert this same bar, same chart to stacked column? Because we discussed the purpose of both stacked bar and stacked column is same. What is the purpose? They help us for comparison. Whenever you want to compare the performance of players, of products, okay, there we go and use bar chart or column chart, right? So what I'll be doing here is, you are able to visualize a stacked bar. So this stacked bar, I'll be converting into stacked column. I'll be converting into stacked column. How? The next chart is stacked column chart. So first of all, select it. Then just go and click on stacked column. Done. Are we done? Yes, we are. The only changes that you observe here is, for x-axis, you'll bring the category and product name. But earlier, for y-axis, here for y-axis, you'll be giving the total amount. And rest of the options are same. Even if you go and observe the formatting options, the formatting options will be same as it is of stacked bar chart. So that is what I have discussed. Stacked bar and stacked column, the purpose is same. The only difference is alignment. Horizontal bars, vertical bars. Yeah, Vish. Whether you want to go with a stacked bar or stacked column, it depends on you. So I'll go back to stacked bar because this is actually looking good comparatively. I don't want to convert into stacked column. I'm done. I'm done, guys. Now I'll rename my page, my report as stacked bar. Done. Now let me go and add one more visual. So we are done with stacked bar, stacked column. Let us understand the next visualization in the same row. Clustered bar, clustered column. What makes the difference between stacked bar and clustered bar? You see the difference? The alignment is same because both of them are bar charts. But so far we understood stacked bar. In the same way, there is one more type of bar chart called clustered bar, which means you will observe the bars being clustered, grouped. Instead of bars getting stacked, the bars here will be grouped. So that makes the difference between stacked and clustered charts. Stacked and clustered charts. What is the purpose of these clustered bar chart and clustered column chart? Even clustered bar and clustered column chart helps us to perform the comparison. They also help us to perform the comparison, but as a group. You'll understand, right? So let me go and work on clustered bar chart. I'll reduce this in size a bit. Done. Now I'll move to the left, to the right. I'll bring clustered bar chart to the visualization, to the page. So I'll adjust with the help of these red color dotted lines. These red color dotted lines help us for alignment, guys. See, they help us for alignment. You can align your tiles, your visualizations properly. Okay. So I have loaded a clustered bar chart. What are the options that you see? I see the same options as stacked bar. Y-axis, X-axis, legend, small multiples, tooltips. The same options. Yes, the same options. So can we try this with the same columns that we have used for stacked bar? Yes, let us go and try. So initially, I'll take category for y-axis and product name for the same y-axis to bring the hierarchy, the order. Okay. So under the categories, under different categories, we have different products. And next to y-axis, we have x-axis, guys. So which column should we add to x-axis? It is total amount. So we have total amount in sales table. I'll be adding total amount from sales table. Done. Don't assume both are same. Don't assume both stacked bar and clustered bar are same. They are not same. If I bring a column like legend, if I try to bring a column into legend field, the legend option, you'll understand the difference. Let me add location to legend. You see the difference? So here for furniture, how many bars you see? Within a single bar, I'm able to see the bars are getting stacked one over the other for different locations. But for the same furniture category, I see 4 different bars. All of them are clustered, grouped. Okay, so that is the purpose of clustered bar chart. See, I'm comparing with respect to the cluster as well as I'm also comparing with other category products. I'm not only comparing with the own cluster, I'm also comparing the bars, the product, no, the performance of the products with respect to the total amount. We are comparing with respect to other category products also. So out of all these, you tell me, where do you get more total amount? Where you are getting more amount is here, guys. And the furniture category, especially in New York location, the total amount is very big. How much it is? 3246. Is it same? We are going to get the same information. We are comparing, but the visualization is different. Making sense? Yes. Next to which we have small multiples. We know what small multiples actually mean. And finally, the tooltips. Whatever the column that you add to tooltips, so that specific column information you will be additionally seeing when you hover your mouse on the bar. So you'll see the arrow marks. Okay, for drilling and drilling up and drilling down. These are because of the hierarchies within the y-axis. Since we have added 2 columns which follow an order and a hierarchy, that is why you are able to see these arrow marks. Making sense? Yes. Now, what I'll do is, let us discuss the formatting options that we have for stacked bar chart. Majority of them will be same. Majority of them will be same as stacked bar only. For clustered bar chart, majority of the formatting options will be same as stacked bar. What is the first one? Y-axis. So what are the formatting options that you see under y-axis? Initially, I see the formatting options for the values. Okay, you can increase the size of the values and you can make them bold. Okay, and you can also change the color if necessary. Okay, and you can switch the axis position also. That is also possible. And next to which, we have title related formatting options. Under y-axis, we have title related formatting options. Let me make it bold a bit. I'll increase in font size and I'll make it in bold, guys. Done. Okay, so I'm able to see the title in bold now. Then next to the y-axis, the same formatting options you'll also observe for x-axis. See? The formatting options for x-axis. Okay, so within x-axis, By default, it is giving us the range. Depending on the bar size, it is providing you the range. If you're not satisfied with this range that Power BI has generated, you can adjust them. You can adjust the maximum and the minimum values. Okay. Then for the values, you have the formatting options. You can increase in size. Okay. You can change the font style. You can make it bold. You can change the color. Anything can be done. And for the title also, you have the formatting options for this title of x-axis. I'll make it just bold. Anyhow, I'll just increase by 1 point. Done. Size by 1. So the formatting options are same, similar to stacked bar chart, right? These both we have also observed in stacked bar. Then coming to the legend, where would you like to position this legend? You'll get the list of options. At which position would you like to specify the legend? I'll keep it at top right. That would make sense. So for these legend options, you have the formatting options for the text. For this text, you have the formatting options. Would you like to make them bold? See. You can also increase in size. You can change the color of the text. And you also observe the formatting options for title. For this title, you'll see the formatting option. Next to legend, we have the formatting options with respect to grid lines. With respect to grid lines. Let me discuss the formatting options that are available for grid line as well. The vertical grid lines. By default, you see the grid lines. Probably are unable to see them. That is because of the color. Okay. I'll change the color of the grid line and I can increase the transparency accordingly. So the style for the line, whether I would like to go for a solid line or a dashed one or a dotted one, your wish. Your wish. Here I was using the dotted one. So let me use a dashed kind of grid line. Okay. So these are the different options that we have for grid lines. And next to grid lines, you see zoom slider. The zoom slider is what you'll observe again. Okay. So you can have the zoom slider if necessary. If not, you can make it off. And next to which we see the options related to bars. For these bars, you'll see the options. Assume if you are not satisfied the colors. By default, Power BI has provided us colors for 4 different bars. Yes. If you're not satisfied with the colors of these bars, you can change accordingly. Say I'm not satisfied with Houston. Okay. You can go and change the color of the bar. Accordingly, you can adjust the transparency. Your wish. Okay. If not, if you want to change the color for San Francisco, okay, click on under the colors, go and select the different color. Change the transparency. So this is how you can make your visualizations beautiful. Anyhow, I'm not looking about the combinations. Okay, I'm not worried about the combinations that I get. Okay, so you guys, when you're making your reports, your dashboards, check for the color palettes properly. Okay, there are a good combinations that we can provide for colors. Accordingly, you can change the colors. Done? Yes. So would you like to add the borders? I'll keep it all. And you can also add the borders, guys. See. The borders can be added. The same formatting options, whatever we have discussed in stacked bar. Right? And next to bars, we have one more formatting option. It is data labels. We'll not have the total labels because data labels are nothing but the total labels here. So if I make it on, you'll see the data labels coming for each and every bar. Let us also discuss the formatting options that we have with respect to these bars. Okay, so I'll keep it for all. I'll where would you like to position them? It's better if we keep at outside end. Exactly outside end. That would make sense. Would you also have the title? Not required. Right. Having title will not make any sense. Because anyhow we have the legend. The legend is displayed here. So I don't think so having, the title will make sense. Then coming to the formatting options for values, for these values that it has displayed, would you like to change the formatting options for these values? If so, just click on this arrow mark. Right. So would you like to increase the value in size? Done. Okay. And would you like to change the color? Yavish. Okay. I'm not worried about the color, but I'm worried about the display units, guys. I would not like to represent in thousands, not required. Let me keep it as none. If I say none, I'll see the values as it is. The same values you'll observe here. The same values you are going to observe here. Done? And you can also add a background for these data labels. I'll add that background color. Done. And for these background also you can change the color, guys. Anyhow, it is same. Let us not get worried about it. It's making some sense. Right. So this is what we have, the formatting options for clustered bar chart. What is this? Clustered bar chart. See, I'll tell you one straight point here. Stacked bar, clustered bar, stacked column, clustered column. All of these are same, and the purpose of these charts is also same. Okay, so if you observe, the formatting options are also same. Additionally, you see more formatting options for stacked bar chart only. Stacked bar and stacked column. Comparatively, the formatting options here are very less. Right? So, the same clustered bar chart, if you would like to convert into a clustered column chart, what is the way? Select the chart first of all and go and click on clustered column. See. A clustered bar has been converted to clustered column chart. Done. Okay. Anyhow, we are representing the data in the form of bars, especially in clustered bars. Yes. So as we have displayed here in a bar chart, I'll be displaying a column chart here. I'll be renaming it as clustered column chart. By default, it is using the given title. Okay, it is going for a given title. So I'll keep the text as the title for the text. It is clustered column chart. Done. Done. So I'll also increase in size and I'll make it bold, guys. Let me center align so that it looks beautiful. Done. So one chart represents stacked bar, it's a bar chart, and the other one represents stacked column. I mean, clustered column chart, a column chart, right? So in this way, you can build any visualization for comparison whenever, especially if you would like to compare the performance. Okay, it might be, the player's performance, your marks. Okay, so you can compare in this way. stacked bar and clustered column. I'll rename my page clustered column. Done. So if you would like to experiment whether they are interacting with each other, see, let me select any one of the bar from any one of the two visualizations that we have here. So I'll be selecting the bar which is very big in size. See, immediately it is responding. It is interacting immediately. So that's how the charts interact in report level. But you cannot expect the same interaction in dashboard level. The charts don't interact in dashboard guides. Okay, so this is one difference that you can understand between report and dashboard. Even in dashboard also, what you are going to do, you're going to visualize the data. You're going to visualize the data, but within dashboard, the charts won't interact in this way. See, I can go and click on any of the bar, immediately it's interacting. Making sense? Yes. So let us proceed to the next set of visualizations. We have completed the first 4 visualizations so far. Stacked bar, stacked column, clustered bar, clustered column. Now let us go and discuss 100% stacked bar and 100% stacked column charts. Okay, for that I'll take one more page because I'll not try to use the same visualizations time again, same page. Okay, I would like to keep my visualizations very clear. Yes. So the next charts that we have, the next pair of charts that we have are 100% stacked bar and 100% stacked column. So we know stacked bar, stacked column, we have discussed. But what is this 100% stacked bar and 100% stacked column? Let us discuss. Initially, I'll load 100% stacked bar chart. I'll load 100% stacked bar chart. Now, let us try to understand the difference between stacked bar and 100% stacked bar. Okay, so what are the options that we got? We got y-axis, x-axis, legend, small multiples, tooltips. The same options. Okay, let me try to bring, all these options one by one. So for y-axis, I'll be using the product name. For x-axis, I'll be using the total amount. Okay. Then for legend, I'll be using the location. Done. And this is more than enough. What is the difference that you observe? What is the difference that you observe for a 100% stacked bar chart and a normal stacked bar chart? Come on, guys. What do you observe the difference? This is stacked bar chart. But this is 100% stacked bar chart. Tell me, what is the difference that you observe? Able to identify any differences? Any key important differences are you able to identify? If not, I'll reveal. But it's very simple. If you understand, it's very simple. It is totally line. What do you mean by line, my friend? No, it's not totally line. It is, all of these are bars. All of these are bars. Here also we have bars. But what is the key difference that you observe? Pay attention carefully. If you pay attention, you'll get the difference between stacked bar and 100% stacked bar. Okay, anyways, I'll reveal out the difference, the key important difference. In 100% stacked bar, do you observe all the bars being 100%? Each and every bar is of same size, same length. Am I right? You go and observe stacked bar, are they of same length? No. What does it mean? It means that is why, why it is named as 100% stacked bar. 100% stacked bar means each bar will be of 100%, means same size. And the purpose of 100% stacked bar is it helps us to understand what is the composition, or what is the, how much amount, total amount I'm getting from Chicago. It's 39.88. Next to it, how much amount I'm getting from Houston? 4.3. So it talks about the contributions, guys. For the entire 100% of total amount for LED desk lamp, how much percentage am I getting contributed from different locations is what you can understand clearly in case of 100% stacked bar or 100% stacked column charts. That is the primary difference. If you compare them side by side, as I have it in two different pages, that's become a challenge for us. So if you see here, all the bars are of same size. No. But here, they're of same size. Why? What is the name of the chart? 100% stacked bar. The bars are getting stacked. Fine. But if you see the length of these bars, they are same. It's 100%. It is 100%. Okay. So when I just hover my mouse, it is talking about the, the percentage. If you see here, how much percentage, total amount percentage am I getting from New York location for cookware set? 34.74%. In the same way, if I go to the next part, 34.6. So when you aggregate all these percentages, you'll get 100%. Making sense? So that is the purpose of 100% stacked bar or 100% stacked column. Anyways, so I'll select this chart and let us explore the formatting options one by one. You'll see the same formatting options. I'll make it fast so that we can go and discuss the other charts as well. First of all, x-axis. So within the x-axis, you see the values and the title. So we have the formatting options for both the values and the title. So I'll increase them in size and I'll make them bold so that they'll be very clear for understanding, and for title as well. Let me make bold the title and I'll increase in size. Done. Done. In the same way, we also have the formatting options for x-axis. So under x-axis, by default, it is giving the range for the values for the x-axis. Okay, so it doesn't make sense if you go and change them, but still if you want to change, yes, you can do it. It helps us to change the values. And for these values, you'll see the formatting options. Okay, you can change them by making them bold or increasing in size, changing the style, yavish. Anything can be done. And next to it, you have the formatting option for the title. Okay, for the x-axis title, I'll make it bold and I'll increase in size. So that is more than enough here. Done. And the color, I'm satisfied with the color. So I'll not do any kind of changes with respect to the color. Next to x-axis, we have the formatting options related to the legend. Okay, with respect to the legend. So by default, I made the legend on. And where would you like to position it? I'll position it to the top right side. Done. And for the text and the title, you have the formatting options. The same formatting options you'll observe. So I'll not go deep dive into it. I'll not touch them options. And as we are not using the small multiples option from the 100% stacked bar, you see this option disabled, and next to it you'll see the grid lines. So would you like to change the color of the grid line? If so, add a color. Yes. So the grid lines you see here, 3 grid lines. For better understanding, I'll increase the size, the width. Done. And next to grid lines, you'll see the zoom slider, the same zoom slider that we have observed for stacked bar, clustered bar, so on. So the same zoom slider you can observe here, and next to it, you know, we have the formatting options related to bars. We have the formatting options related to bars, but I don't want to have the zoom slider. I'll make it off. Under bars, okay, you'll have the formatting options related to the bar colors. With respect to the bar colors. So by default, it is providing you the colors. So you can change these colors, guys. If you're not satisfied, you can change the colors for any of these locations. By providing the location, you can change the color. And you can adjust the borders of, you can add the borders for each and every bar. Done. Okay. And these are the different options with respect to the bars. And next to bars, you'll see ribbons. You can convert this into a ribbon chart also, but it will not make any kind of sense. It doesn't make sense. I'll make it off. Then finally, the data labels. So these data labels will make some sense. I'll add data labels to my chart. I'll add data labels to my 100% stacked bar chart. I see the contributions, the percentages. Okay. Yes. Where would you like to position them? Inside center? Yes. Then title. Would you like to add the title also? Not required. The values? Not required. Okay. So if you say a value, you'll get confused. So that's not required. And you can add the background, guys. For these values, you can add the background. Done. So in this way, we have the formatting options with respect to the data labels. And yes, these are the majority of the options. If you observe, majority of the formatting options are same across all these charts. All the first row charts, stacked bar, stacked column, clustered bar, clustered column, 100% stacked bar and 100% stacked column. Majority, 90% of these formatting options are same. Only a few options are being changed, right? So that is why we have took lot of time to understand all these formatting options for stacked bar chart, right? So I have displayed a 100% stacked bar. Can I convert this 100% stacked bar to 100% stacked column? Yes, it's very simple. Only the alignment will change. Only this alignment will change. Instead of observing horizontal bars, you'll observe vertical bars. You'll observe vertical bars. So what I'll do is, I'll select the bar, I'll select the chart first of all. Then I'll make it as, I'll click on 100% stacked column chart. See? Your wish. Whether you would like to go with 100% stacked bar or 100% stacked column, it's completely your wish. Because both of them are conveying the same values. The same information. So I'm comfortable in using this visualization. I'll go and add a title for this visualization, guys. Okay. So under the title option in the general formatting options, I'll make it as 100%. It is 100% stacked column chart. Done. I'll also increase it in size, the title. I'll make it bold, and finally I'll center align it. I can also change the text color, and I can also add, the background color. That is also possible. If I would like to do so, I'll add a color that is very bright. Yes. And a background color, a dull. Done. I hope it is clear with respect to all the 6 charts that we have covered so far. What is the purpose of these charts? It is very simple for comparison. Okay. So for part 2 whole analysis, you can go and use 100% stacked bar. What is part 2 whole? Part 2 whole means to the whole complete bar, which part is contributing what? See, this part is contributing what to the whole. That is called part 2 whole analysis. We use 100% stacked bar or 100% stacked column for part 2 whole analysis. Clear, guys? Right. Now, let us discuss one of the important visualization in Power BI, that is Power BI Q&A. What is it? Power BI Q&A. When we were discussing the components of Power BI, we have discussed there are 6 components. Yes or no? Yes. Can you repeat what are the 6 components that we have discussed? Power Query Editor for data transformation. Then Power Pivot for data modeling. Power View. This is called Power View for visualizations, for data visualizations. Then Power Map. Power Map is nothing but the visualizations for visualizing geospatial data. You see Power Map, the visualizations related to map. Okay. Then Power BI Q&A. Power BI Q&A is a AI-driven capability of Power BI. Here it is, Q&A visual. This is one of the important visualization of Power BI, where if you ask a question, it will reply, it is going to answer in a visualization. So it is an AI driven capability of Power BI, guys. Very, very important. Power BI Q&A visual. So let us go and understand what is this Power BI Q&A. Okay, Q&A visual. I have loaded Q&A visual to the report. Done. See, it by default tries to show us some questions. So within this box, it helps us to ask a question about the data. Okay. If not, if you don't have any specific question, if you're just experimenting, yes, you can use the questions that are, provided by Power BI Q&A chart. For example, let us give a try. You see quantity column? Yes. Okay. If you don't know what is the total quantity that was sold, okay, so you just keep it as total quantity. Your question will be total quantity. Once after clicking on total quantity, if you click on this arrow mark, is it providing you the total quantity? Yes or no? I'm done. So that is the purpose of Power BI Q&A. Provide a question, it is going to respond in answer. It is going to respond in visualization. See. Can I convert this to card visual? Yes. I'll select the visual and I'll click on card visual. See, I'm done. I'm done. I hope you remember the purpose of card visual, guys. In DAX, data analysis expressions, we discussed the purpose of card visual and card new visual. They help us to give the information that is present in a measure, right? See, a single kind of values can be displayed perfectly using card or card new visuals. Now let us discuss the formatting options that we have for card visual. Okay, so I'll go to the formatting options. You see many options. There are no many options, only two. Call out value, this value. Okay, so would you like to increase the size? If so, you can increase. See, let me make it 50. If you want to change the font style, you can do it. You can make it bold. If not, you can make it off. Okay, you can change the color of the call out value. If you are not satisfied with black color, if you would like to change it, yes, go and use a different color. See, 491. I have changed the call out value to orange. How would you like to display it? Anyhow, this is a small value. So I'll keep it as none. There are no decimal values anyways. So these are the formatting options that we have for the call out value. Then for category label, so by default it will be on, and you can also have the formatting options for this category label. Okay, so I'll increase in size. Done. And I'll make it bold. And I'll change the color. I'll use a lighter color. Done. Or should I keep it very light? Yes. So in this way, we have the formatting options for card visual also. Guys, whatever the visualizations that you see here, for all the visualizations, you'll observe the formatting options. You'll observe the formatting options. Fine. How did I actually get this for, card visual? I have took a Q&A visual and I have converted this Q&A visual to card visual. In the same way, let me add one more Q&A chart. Ask a question. I want you guys to give me a question. Accordingly, we'll try to ask, we'll specify our question here. So that let us see how it is going to respond. Yes, questions please. I want you guys to give the questions that you have. Provide the questions, guys. Come on, questions. Any questions? Amount of sales, good. So for example, I'll keep it as total. What is it column? Okay, total amount, right? Sum of total amount. See, it is also helping us to complete. It is also having this auto complete feature. Okay, so I keep my question. Immediately it's giving the answer. The total amount. Is this the total amount? Can we cross verify? Yes, we can. Let us check. 25,711 is what it is displaying here. So let me go to table and matrix visual. It is 25,711. See the total value. Satisfied? What is the total quantity? 491. Is it 491 here? Yes. So this visualization I'll convert to a card new visual. I'll convert to card new visual. Right. So let me do it. Done. Done. Now let us explore the formatting options that we have for card new visual. Okay. So I'll go to the formatting options. You'll observe the scene. Right. So the layout. Where would you like to lay out? Horizontal? Yes. Vertical grid not required. And within the style you have the tiles. Yes. And next to it, you'll also observe the max card shown. So obviously only one card. So this is all regarding to the layout. The call out value. So this value. Okay. So for this value, we have the formatting options. So what are these formatting options related to? These formatting options are related to, you know, the call out value. So I'll increase it in size if required. Then I'll also make it bold. And let me change the color of it. A dark color. Yes. Yes. So where would you like to align it? Center? Done. And for the label also. For the label, we have the formatting options within here itself. Okay. So the formatting options for the label are in this fashion. You can change the font style. The size can be increased. Okay. Let me make it bold. And I'll also change the color. I'll be using a lighter color. And I'll be, yes. So these are the majority of the formatting options that we have. I'll close it here. Yes. So what do you observe the difference between card visual and card new visual? Between card and card new visual, what are the differences that you observe? The differences that we observe are, for card visual, you'll see the values on the top. The call out value will be on the top and the category label will be displayed on the downward side. But here it is quite opposite. So that makes the difference between card and card new. And additionally, you'll also observe a background. Background in the sense, you'll observe the lines, the background lines. See? So that is the purpose of Q&A visual, guys. That is the purpose of Q&A. So we have discussed all the 6 charts. Additionally, we have discussed Q&A visual. Q&A visual is very simple. You ask a question about your data, you get the response in visualization. Once after getting the visualization, you can change with respect to that particular chart. Depending on the output that you get, accordingly you can change the visualization from Q&A to any other respective chart. Like what we have done, we have converted Q&A to card, then card new. And we have also explored the formatting options for these visualizations. Right? Yes. So I'll stop it here. In the next class, we'll be talking about the rest of the important visualizations because we are left out with hardly some few important visualizations like line chart, area chart, so on. Okay. And I'll also talk about pie chart, donut chart, okay, scatter plot, so on in the upcoming session. Okay. So probably in the next session, we'll be completing the important visualizations. And we also have R chart and Python chart. That means probably it may not be possible tomorrow. In the next session, we'll be talking about what is R chart and Python chart. That means using Python code, using R code. Okay, we are going to visualize the data, guys. We are going to visualize the data. That can be done. Okay, so we are going to understand both R and Python charts as well in the upcoming sessions. So I hope today's session went well. And if you have any kind of questions, yes, feel free to ask your questions. Any technical questions. And I also feel we have learned many new topics today as part of today's session. If you find the same, do hit on the like button and share across your connections. Ask them to learn one of the business intelligence tools, Power BI. Collapse in relationships. Is it collapse or cardinality? Where do you see this collapse? See, here I am able to establish the relationship. Tell me, where do you see that collapse? Acha, this one. This is like, collapsing and expanding. That's it. You mean the option that you have at the last? Whether you would you like to, you know, keep your table. Yeah, that's what. See, the collapse that you see here is for expanding and collapsing. See, the panes, I'm expanding, collapsing. See, in the same way, if you would like to observe all the columns, then you will be expanding. If not only a few columns, you can collapse. So that specific option is available for the tables also. There is no, that is all about collapse, my friend. Yes. Yes, take a open source data set and I want you guys to try perform hands-on. When you do hands-on, you'll get questions and use that. When you get questions, you can utilize this session for your question and answers also. You can ask your questions and I'll be responding. Is that clear? Yes. Any questions? And guys, do encourage us by hitting on the like button and also ensure that you have subscribed to our channel. Right. If no questions, thank you for joining. Have a great day. Signing off. Bye.